Hello, you're on Channel Gadget Revolution. And today's theme is the scariest genetically engineered organisms you've never heard of. Genetic engineering is the future of science, but what happens when science goes too far? In this video, we will tell you about the most terrifying genetically modified organisms that you may have never heard of, but which exist in reality. From glowing rabbits created with jellyfish DNA to fast-growing salmon designed for commercial fishing, genetic engineering is pushing the boundaries of nature. Some of these creatures serve as breakthroughs for science, while others raise deep concerns about ecological impacts and ethical boundaries. In addition to the potential dangers of mutated mosquitoes, there are concerns about the unintended effects on local ecosystems. Genetically engineered organisms, once released into the wild, can interact with their environment in unpredictable ways. For example, genetically modified mosquitoes could disrupt the natural balance of predators and prey, leading to unforeseen consequences for other species in the area. Moreover, the spread of these modified mosquitoes could affect biodiversity, as certain species may decline or even go extinct due to the disruption in their natural food chain. This could result in the loss of important ecological functions, such as pollination or pest control, further complicating the delicate balance of ecosystems. Another concern is the ethical implications of playing with genetic modification. While the goal may be noble, to eliminate diseases and improve human health, the risks involved in altering entire species cannot be ignored. Could we be opening a Pandora's box, with consequences we're not ready to face? Ultimately, genetic engineering may hold the key to solving some of the world's most pressing issues. But the consequences of pushing this technology too far too quickly could be far more catastrophic than anyone expects. The concept of cloning organs for transplantation could indeed revolutionize medicine by providing an endless supply of organs, eliminating the need for organ donors and waiting lists. But the ethical, moral, and legal implications of cloning human organs are deeply troubling. If this technology falls into the wrong hands or is used irresponsibly, it could lead to unimaginable horrors. For instance, imagine the possibility of entire organisms being grown purely for the purpose of organ harvesting, with no regard for their well-being. These creatures could be created in laboratories, existing in constant pain and suffering as their organs are taken for transplant. While they might not have legal or moral rights under current systems, they could be subjected to inhumane treatment, blurring the lines between life and death, consciousness and exploitation. Additionally, cloning and genetic manipulation for medical purposes raise concerns about the potential for abuse. If the ability to create and harvest organs becomes too accessible, there could be an increase in illegal, unethical experiments performed outside of regulated medical settings. Imagine a future where predators are enhanced with genetic modifications that make them faster, stronger, and more intelligent. While these enhancements may sound like science fiction, some laboratories are already experimenting with the DNA of predators for military and defense purposes. The idea is to create animals capable of performing tasks that would be impossible for regular creatures, such as hunting with extreme efficiency or carrying out complex military operations. But here's the terrifying part. What happens if these super predators escape into the wild? Once released into nature, these enhanced creatures would have a significant advantage over their natural counterparts. Their increased strength, speed, and intelligence would make them apex predators, capable of decimating entire ecosystems. Not only would they endanger other wildlife, but they could also pose a direct threat to human populations, potentially causing widespread devastation if they adapt to urban environments or critical infrastructure. Genetically modified GM crops are often created to resist diseases, pests, and environmental stresses, providing a potential solution to food shortages and agricultural challenges. While this technology has had a significant impact on boosting crop yields, there's a darker side to these genetic modifications. What happens if these crops, designed to be resilient and thrive in harsh conditions, themselves evolve into aggressive species that threaten the environment? In some laboratory experiments, GM plants have been found to possess traits that could allow them to become invasive. These plants can grow more rapidly, outcompete native species and dominate entire ecosystems. Unlike their non-modified counterparts, they may have an increased ability to spread, with their seeds traveling vast distances, effectively colonizing areas. The problem arises when these GM crops displace native plant species, which many ecosystems rely on to maintain balance. When a genetically modified crop becomes an aggressive species, the consequences can be far-reaching. Genetic engineering holds immense promise, from curing diseases to solving food security issues, and the potential to enhance human capabilities in ways we've only dreamed of. Yet, as we've explored today, the risks associated with these advancements are just as significant. When genetic modifications go awry or fall into the wrong hands, the consequences could be catastrophic. Whether it's creating uncontrollable organisms, disrupting ecosystems, or even impacting humanity itself. Stay tuned for our next episode, and see you soon.